And welcome back to the GameSpot stage show. This is a stage show, not a game show. The GameSpot stage show. I am, of course, Kevin Van Ort. I am sitting here with Nathan Camarillo with Crytek, and you're going to show us something very exciting. Obviously, that thing is Crysis 2. I'm excited. I think all my colleagues are excited. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from this shooter sequel.
Yeah, so Crysis 2, I mean, we're really excited to be here at E3. It's always a big thing for Crytek. You know, we came here a number of years ago showing off Crysis in 2007. We're here revealing Crysis 2 this year. We're very excited. The big thing for us this year is that we really want you to know that it's about future warfare. You have this awesome technology called the Nano Suit that was in Crysis 1, and you use these together to create the sandbox gameplay that you found in Crysis, but now it's set in New York. When you add these all together, we create this, the intensity of linear FPS games, which we're not a linear FPS game, we're sandbox, but we create that kind of intensity with all this freeform choice. So it's a really great, unique experience like no other game that you play.
Now, obviously, Crysis was an incredible graphical showpiece. I'm sure that you want to continue that kind of reputation going into the sequel. I've heard from various quarters about, how the fact that you've now gone multi-platform with the sequel, maybe it won't look as good, or maybe we can expect something that's not as stunning. Why don't you put those fears to rest right now, Nathan?
Yeah, it won't. It'll be no problem. I mean, even 3 years later, Crysis is still considered the pinnacle in PC gaming and graphical gaming in general across all platforms. With Crysis 2, we want to make sure that we continue that reputation, and we're not gonna let Crysis 1, beat Crysis 2 in that regard. We're gonna set a new standard for everybody.
Well, I think maybe the best way to prove to us that you haven't made any compromises is actually to take a look at the game. You've brought the game with us, with you today. Let's jump in and see what's going on over here. Yeah,
this level that we're looking at here is the fall of Central Terminal. We're literally kicking the doors in on the action here, and what's happened is there's a big evacuation. Not to ruin too much story for people, but there's been a big evacuation, and this is like the Alamo for Marines. It's like the Alamo in New York. The Marines are holding back against the aliens, protecting all the civilians, and trying to get the civilians out on trains and subways and everything else. So the player's been asked to go upstairs and help defend Central Station from all the aliens that are here attacking. So there's some Marines. I mean, you can see they're doing everything they can. The aliens are quite nimble and wily now in Crysis 2. Unparalleled AI that allows you to promote, like, whether you want to play stealth kind of gameplay or action armor kind of gameplay like in Crysis. These aliens challenge that kind of gameplay altogether, through different styles and different varieties of aliens that we throw at the player.
Now, you talked about the Nano Suit, and actually you kind of touched upon that just now. Are we going to see the same Nano Suit powers, or are there going to be other powers? And that's from IKEA Google. I'm sure that's not a real name in Montreal.
Yeah, in Crysis 2, what we've done is we've taken the Nano Suit experience and refined it for Crysis 2. What we found after Crysis 1 was people were playing in styles of gaming rather than specifically using just one suit power over and over. And they fell into two really big camps. There were players who played like a predator, hunting their enemy and hunting their prey throughout the levels, either at close or far range. And then there was another group of people who lived on the edge of death, kind of like thrill seekers. And they would jump into the action and survive a hail of gunfire, a bunch of grenades going off. There was this other camp of action hero kind of gamers. So in Crysis 2, we've taken the suit and we've combined some of the powers together, so you always have the power abilities by default, like speed and being able to jump and be nimble and move around the environment. You can do that in the suit by default, but then you can layer on top of that stealth or layer on top of that armor and upper body strength. So now, like, the player's gone stealth and he's sneaking through the level. We got Sten over here, he's doing the demo right now. He's evading the aliens to find better weapons to take on this giant monster that's busted into Central Station called the Pinger.
Now, moments like this in the original Crysis were what kind of made the game for me. Huge aliens to fight. Were we going to see a lot of these kind of set-piece battles in Crysis 2? Yeah,
we have a big variety of levels throughout the game. We have more open, giant sandbox level. That's another level that we're showing here at E3. That's the exterior of Central Station. We're showing that. But then we have these kind of set-piece ones that Crysis is famous for as well. So we have a really tighter space, with a lot of weapons at your disposal. And this one is the theme for this level is like fighting a bull in a china shop. So you're the Matador with all the weapons and the Nano Suit, and you're poking this giant alien, getting him more and more angry with all the weapons that you've got, damaging him, and it's just making him more and more angry. So as you notice, as Sten's been playing and damaging the alien more and more, he's been kind of wrecking the place, and he's blown out all the lights the alien has with his big ping. He's destroyed all the cover, and he's really challenging the player. And if the player hides, he has ways to counteract the player as well. So if you're using the stealth capabilities, he'll try to do like a general detection to say, he's about over there, and then do a really focused attack to try to knock you out of your suit. And then if he can't find you, then he does a really wide area devastating ping that damages the station and tries to disrupt your suit powers and knock out your energy. So he's really challenging foe to fight. And if you hide, you stay out of his way, he'll fire like a plasma grenade to do an explosion, knock you out of that area, try to move you around the space. So it's a really, really challenging boss, and it really changes the environment as you're playing, which is a huge thing for us in Crysis 2.
Now we're seeing obviously an indoor battle here. Crysis was well known for large, incredibly stunning jungle environments and things like that. Obviously, we're going to be taking it outside New York as well. Are we going to see really large, enormous environments in New York as we might have seen in Crysis as well?
Yeah,
this kind of stunning looking places.
Yeah, like I said, the other level we're showing here at E3 is the exterior of this, and this is a very big open expanse. You can decide how you want to engage. You're helping the Marines after they're trying to fall back to Central Station. It's up to you. You can play gung-ho action down the street, or you can find some side routes and kind of sneak around and help out with the objective. So, that's the kind of thing that you really like from Crysis as well.
Escape is finally in grasp.
Yeah, it's a good time to get out of here. The aliens have started shelling again in the area, and this building has been damaged. I think it's gonna collapse here in a second. So, no time better than now to get out, hightail it out of there.
And lots of destruction going on, just as we would expect. And this is all rendered within the game engine as it happens.
All this is real time.
Now, Amramosin and Cairo is curious to know, in terms of the weapons in the Nano Suit, will you be able to upgrade those as the game goes along, or will they be static?
So the weapons, just like Crysis 1, you can customize in real time. Just pull up the menu, you can change out scopes, grenade launchers, any of this kind of stuff like you did in Crysis 1. But then we're also upgrading the Nano Suit over time. So you get different modules that you can enable and turn on that change and enhance the different styles of gameplay that I was talking about earlier. So this is really cool. So when you get to one of the areas that Crysis is known for, these VVV areas, Vini Vidi Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered, you get to an area you can overlook the entire battle space and then go, I want to play this more tactically and stealth, so I'll put a silencer on, put a assault scope on, change my weapon, but then I can also go into the Nano Suit and say, I want to put on these couple of modules to help with stealth style gameplay as well. So you can customize the Nano Suit in real time, you can customize your weapon in real time, and then jump into the action and play it the way that you want.
Now, that was obviously an awesome demo that you just showed us. I'm probably going to take some questions from the readers, though, because I'm getting a lot of stuff coming through that people want to know about, some of which I know that you probably won't be able to answer, but we'll do our best to get to squeeze out some information from you, Nathan. I think one thing that you can answer is vehicles. A few people wondering about whether or not you'll be able to jump in vehicles and drive them around. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, you can. We'll have some of the big tools of destruction vehicles like Crysis is known for, driving through the city with big guns. But even something like a taxi or a civilian car, you can use that in a variety of ways. So, one thing we like to do, because it's sandbox gameplay, you can do what you want. You could throw a C4 on it, drive it at an alien, jump out, hit the detonator and blow it up. You can do that with it. You could also just use the car. A car is a good example of a sandbox toy that we have. You can use it in a variety of ways. So if you have a car alarm on it, you could shoot it and then the aliens will come see what's going on. Then you can use that to distract the aliens or blow them up with the car. You can shoot the gas tank on the car and blow the car up. One thing that I really like that we're doing right now is you can use the upper body strength and lower body strength of the suit. So if you turn on armor, you get a little bit more strength out of it. You can walk up to a cab and kick it, and it sends it flying through the air. So sometimes you use this to drop on aliens' heads, or, it's awesome. I mean, the cool thing about what we've done with Sandbox this time around is we're allowing you to kind of, on your own, create like the greatest action moments of an FPS, like stuff you only see guys do in movies. We let you do that with the Sandbox. So one of the things I like doing in the demo that we have right now is there's an alien, sometimes he hides behind some cover and it's really hard to flush him out. You can go up behind the cab, shoot it once in the gas tank to damage it, kick it and send it flying through the air, and then on its way down, you can shoot it again with the shotgun, and right as it gets to the alien, boom, it blows up. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you see in a movie, right? And that's fun. You can do that yourself in the sandbox. That's what makes it so awesome.
Now, obviously, PC gamers don't want to feel left out. A lot of people, including Luke Fons in Wales, curious about mod tools for the PC version. They want to know that they can make, you know, some really awesome modifications like we saw in Crysis 1. Are there plans for such a tool for the PC version at this point?
This is one of those areas that I can't really make an official announcement yet, but you know, we're Crytek and we have a history of supporting our mod community. We take that very seriously. So, you know, we've done it in the past. I wouldn't be too worried about us supporting it in some way in the future.
So draw our own conclusions from that, in other words.
I really can't say right now.
and more PC specific questions, of course. Wanting to know, Greg in UK wants to know, this is a DirectX 11 game?
We haven't announced specific PC, but we're always on the cutting edge of everything, so.
Again, understood. Let's see what else our users have out there. Oh, 3D. You know, we haven't talked about 3D.
Let's talk about that. That's important.
We want to talk about 3D. I mean, I think me and other people are always concerned that when you have a game with busy environments with a lot going on, you know, we want to make sure that we can see what's going on and still be immersed in the experience. Tell us about the 3D experience in Crysis.
Yeah, 3D, I mean, that's a huge thing for us to be able to come to E3 and finally talk about that. Internally at Crytek, we're always on the cutting edge of technology, and for us, we're always trying to make better gaming through making better technology. You know, we make really good engine technology and we use that to make better and better games. So for 3D, we saw this as a trend a couple of years ago that games would go this way. So we had a guerrilla team, a small group of guys internally constantly investigating 3D and all the different 3D formats and 3D technologies and 3D cinema and, you know, everything. And then we made sure that CryEngine was prepared for that. So this is something where we're not jumping on the bandwagon. We were there way early and really been researching it to make the best possible pleasant experience for people playing 3D. And that's really important because if you don't do 3D right, you know, it can be sometimes unsettling to people, but it's not with Crysis 2. We set the game inside the screen. It's a different kind of 3D experience, and it's very pleasant and pleasing for the eye, because what we want you to do is be able to play the game for a very long period of time without having eye fatigue or eye strain or, you know, feeling nauseous or something like this. So we've really been researching it and really making elements that enhance 3D gameplay as well. So a first-person shooter is a great environment for 3D. There's lots of things you get close to, like cover and melee with aliens or, you know, other humans. But then there's also big expanses and big open areas. There's things that come at you. There's cutscenes. It's like the perfect format to have for a 3D game. And so we're taking it seriously every step of the way.
Well, Nathan, I'm afraid we have to wrap up, but I have one more incredibly important question for you. I could sit here and talk about Crysis 2 all day with you, but what I really want to know is, okay, we know Crysis 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC. When?
Holiday.
Holiday 2010?
We're just saying holiday.
Or holiday.
Holiday.
This holiday. We're not saying which holiday. It could be Arbor Day.
Yeah, this holiday.
Oh, all right.
So we just don't have a specific day on the
hope
calendar.
that it's an early holiday, okay? I'm hoping Labor Day. But seriously, Nathan, thanks for stopping by, showing us Crysis 2. Right now, I'm going to throw it out to the floor. We're going to go see Capcom at their booth for a booth tour, so take it away.